Yep. Peace to the gods and the earths. Peace to the gods and the earths. Peace to the gods and the earths. And the black child, peace to the gods and the earths. What's going on? YouTube, shout out to Numero Uno, the highest title one can achieve. Elm City, what is good? Just up in here in this gym, working it out, or like we used to say in the hood, twerking it out, prior to twerking solely becoming a word for women doing, you know, they bun dance in abundance. What's up, Simply? Oh man, what's going on with y'all today? Here on my favorite elliptical machine, or whatever you call these things. Oh, thanks, Simply D. Wow, what's going on? Yeah, I like this machine because you grab these handles and it works out your arms, and you got the leg thing there too. Are you just saying in general, Simply, to be careful, or is there a specific threat? Like the supposed terrorism that's been happening as of late. Let me see. Word, right, BZ? This shit is fire. Does it go through ABC Financial? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, does this LES in the building? What up, Ted? You mean, does this particular location go through something? Go through another building? Because I know there's one in the financial district where the Planet Fitness, kind of like you could exit it and you could go into one of those financial buildings. Oh, when I pay the bill. How do I pay? It just takes it out of my account, my checking account. Oh, Simply just in general word. That's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be alright out here. But yeah, what's good, y'all? I'll tell y'all a quick story. When I was really, what is the temperature? I didn't even check when I got out. It was, judging by how I felt, it's gotta be 32, 33 degrees, I'd guess. But it snowed again too. And one thing I noticed, when it snows, for some reason, like when the snow initially comes down, if it's cold, if it's like 30 something or 20 something, it'll feel mad cold. But I guess, I don't know, I guess scientifically maybe it has something to do with the snow or something. But the next day it could be the same temperature. It could be 25 degrees out and it just won't feel as cold. Like as, let's say, a non-snow 25 degree day. I don't know if other people experience that, but that's like my thing. But I'll tell y'all, I guess tying into that supposed terrorism that happened in New York a couple years ago, I was on tour in Europe when that Paris thing happened, when like I think 7 or 8 terrorist attacks happened at one time or whatever. I was in London at the time, but we were headed out to Paris the next day, and we chilling. You know, it was just after a show, my people just talking to chicks. I got this chick that had liked me, hollering at me or whatever. And what happened? Yeah, we were just having a good time. And then over the radio, you heard as the terror attacks were happening, they would report, oh, an explosion just happened at a concert in whatever place in Paris. And that was kind of like the background. Like everyone was just chilling, having a good time. Me and my man Drew, we were paying attention though. Like we were kicking it with everybody, but we kept listening to the radio. And after the first one, it was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. We heading out there tomorrow. But you know, we still chilling, kicking it, just doing what we do. Then we hear the second one. Because you know, all like about 7 or 8 terrorist attacks happened in Paris in a span of like maybe 20 minutes. Like their plan was, boom, do all them shits at one time to send a message or whatever. So then the second one happens. Oh, people got shot up at a restaurant over here, blah, 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 also near Paris. Now me and Drew is looking at each other like, yo, what the fuck? And no one else is paying attention to the radio. Just me and my man Drew. Then we hear the third one. Next thing you know, we hear, and then I think one time they said like, they dropped the news about 3 at once. Oh, and these other 3 locations, they just did this. So by that time, we're kind of like, you know when you laugh at something that's fucked up, but not because it's funny per se, but just because that's just your reaction, like what the fuck is going on? So we like laughing with each other like, yo, we gotta head out there tomorrow. And no one else is paying attention. Everyone's just kicking it, doing what they do. So, passing out the age you gave. Check out what's in this chat. But yeah, that shit was crazy. But long story short, or short story long, we had to go out there the next day. Now, we knew, at least me and my man Drew, common sense told us, like, yo, them shows, them shits are a wrap. We just had bombs, explosions, shooting. Paris is shut down. France is shut down, at least for a day, probably for like a little while. So I was telling the group, I was like, yo, fuck that. We don't need to be heading out there right now. Security's gonna be crazy tight. All this bullshit's going on. To be a buck, I was just shook. I'm like, we're heading right into a place where some bullshit is going on. And Jersey Giant, what's happening? So yeah, I'm shook daddies. I ain't even gonna front nothing. I'm, trying to get in touch with my mom's, because she's probably wondering, she's out here, so she's probably wondering like, yo, watching the news, like, oh, my son's out there. Hollering at my friends, letting them know I'm alright. But the group, the crazy hard-body white boys they are, no homo, they were like, fuck that, we gotta go get this money. So, long story short, we still went out there. I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, all that shit's deaded. We're just gonna be chilling in the hotel. Because the hotels and all that shit was already booked. So there's not gonna be any shows going on. So, and this happened, like we were out there for 3 weeks, and London was like the first location we went to. So this happened at the beginning of the tour, like day 3, 5 at the latest, probably day 3 or 4. So for the entirety of that tour, I was just nervous, like dead ass, because all of Europe was pretty much in red alert mode. Yeah, and because not only Paris, they were making terror threats. Because when these terrorist shits happen, you'll have like, for every one terrorist attack, you'll have 100 threats and rumors of terrorist attacks within the circumference, neighboring countries, cities, what have you. So when we went to Denmark, they were like, oh, rumor has it a bomb is going off somewhere in Denmark. When we went to Slavaska, whatever those Nordic places are called, oh, there's a rumor that this is happening or that happening. V-Dub Boogie, what up? So that shit was nuts, man. But I'm gonna tell you what my man Hyde told me. I'm out there shook as a motherfucker. This nigga, and this is what pretty much calmed me down and got me to say fuck it and just, Johnny Rambo the shit out. My man Hyde said, yo, you can't let the terrorists win. Then he said like the funniest thing. He said, we're the terrorists. I was like, yo, as soon as he said that like changed my whole mood. I'm like, yeah, you're right, because not that I ain't the most proudest of it, but we go on tour. A lot of times hands end up having to get put on people, and just comes with the territory or whatever. So we kind of have a reputation, a little bit of getting busy. You know what I'm saying? Putting hands and feet on people. So he was like, yo, we're the terrorists. And I was like, you know what? You're right. And sure enough, and it's crazy because we were supposed to go to Germany. We ended up having a fight in Switzerland. Fuck these niggas up. These big Swiss dudes or whatever. I'm not proud of it at all, but shattered they shit. All that dumb shit. But long story short, that made the shows we had in Germany, them shits got canceled. And a couple of us got arrested, and then we had to figure out how to go back home. It was expedited from the country, all this and that. So when that happened, I was like, yeah, you're right. We did end up being the terrorists. Even though it ain't like we fuck with people unprovoked. You know, there's always a thing that leads to it. Now granted, I wouldn't have responded as aggressively as my main dude that I'm rolling with did. Like I myself would have talked certain things out. But once I saw he took it to places, I'm not just gonna stand there holding my balls. No, niggas is coming at my man, rang rang, and that's what it was. So, oh my man Juan, what's good? What is good with you? So yeah, but I ain't here to talk the tough guy shit about putting hands on niggas. I'm actually here to talk. The point of the story was to talk about how fucking shook I was. That we were going right into a country that like 8 different terrorist events happening. But so yeah, like during that tour, I felt kind of fucked up. In hindsight, I guess it makes an interesting story. You know what I'm saying? Having came out of that, but trust, during that shit, it was very uncomfortable. And the ill shit was like I was single during that tour too, because I went to Europe before, and I was keeping it 100, a thou wow with my shorty, so I wasn't fucking with you know women like that. You know what I'm saying? But second time we went to Europe, it's unhinged. So you know what I mean? But I took advantage of the unhingedness a little bit, but that shit was rough. Yeah, what's going on? We hit the Chizab. It's making the time go by on the machine. This is cool. Land support machine. Or y'all going at it up in there. Father is Aaron's a cupcakes lover. Oh man. Oh, I thought that go faster was to me. I'm like, oh. Oh man. Yeah, what's going on though? Yeah. What's good with you, Juan? Man, that's my man Juan that I went to junior high school with. That's who Dave Bronx is. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Harlem, NYC, Brooklyn. Salute to the west side. I gotta redo that the show enough. Now BZ, I was thinking about it because you wanted me to redo that song and be less vulgar. But I'm listening to it. I'm like, I'd probably have to rewrite a lot of it. But trust, I ain't forget you. I'm still, you know what I'm saying, trying to redo that and make it more I don't know, commercially viable. But it's more than just a couple lines. Like I talk about some more wild shit in there. Pretty much in all 3 verses. But hey, I'm down to do it. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thumbs this shit up, y'all. Or down, whatever compels you. Shout out to 7 people in the building. Picking up the family. That's what's up. Peace to them. Peace to the fam. Happy holidays. You know what I mean? 2018 coming right around the corner. Bobby Norris, what's good? Word, thanks, fam. You hit the handles. Beautiful thing about this machine, you hit the handles, it works your arms and your legs like a full body. This is a perfect machine for anybody that, let's say, you're starting in the gym or you haven't been in the gym for a minute because you could get like you get resistance in all your limbs. So that's dope for warming up and exercise, and also for returning to exercise, period, if you've, you know what I'm saying, taken a sabbatical or something for a while, like I have. Oh, I do? Hey. You know what I'm saying? It's the new dance. Do the lifty. Do the lifty. Do the lifty. Do the lifty. Lifty, get busy. Do the lifty. Do the lifty. Take a big leap and do the lifty. Woo! See, years ago, I wouldn't be able to do this. Why you delete that, Bobby? I mean, Elm? Nah, you can't be doing that. You know, Bobby Norris, I say, Intercontinental Champion, families. What was I saying? Yeah, years ago, like I used to smoke, now I don't know this, but I used to smoke bogeys, heavy cigarettes. I was on a 2-pack plus a day habit, meaning 2-point-something packs of cigarettes. I need to hug it out. Give a virtual hug out. Even though Bobby will probably try to grab your ass, but still. Virtually hug that shit out. But yeah, years ago, I wouldn't be able to be on here and talk as you do this. It's also good practice for performers to be able to exert yourself physically and still speak. Because yeah, when you're on stage, well, hey, the crowd, when you're on stage performing, the crowd is going to feed you a lot of that adrenaline. Ah, you know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of it right there. But to be able to have your breath control, because see, I'm the type, I jump around, I move around, I jump in the crowd, I wild out. You know what I'm saying? My big ass will stage dive. Like, I just go with the moment. I'm in there getting excited, whether I'm doing a hype man shit for my mans or doing my own shit. I wild out. Last couple shows I did, my dude had to tell me, he's like, yo, remember, Tone, no jumping in the crowd. The reason he said that is because we had to tone it down because we don't want to have fights and shit and then get banned from places and fuck up the money. Because the Switzerland shit I was talking about, that's pretty much a big contributor. That was the catalyst of how the shit started, was the engagement in the crowd. Got a little too carried away. You know what I'm saying? And Freddie in the building was good. So that's pretty much what set that off. So now we're like, yeah, no stage diving, no what's that shit called? Where you mosh pit. Yeah, no mosh pitting, none of that shit, no more. But yeah, I like to be animated, like, you know what I'm saying? I think if you're on stage, if you're performing, you gotta, you know, put your drawers into it. And if you're lucky, some women in the audience may throw theirs right back at you. You know? Like, oh, this nigga put his drawers into it. Here you go. Hey. And then get on stage and do the lifty. Do the lifty. Do the lip and get busy. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Damn, the viewers went down quick. Somebody picking their nose in the back or something? Oh, okay, I'm up to the cool down. Oh, man, what day is it today? Thursday? Harley Quinn, what's happening? Why'd your message get deleted? What's good with you? Yeah, y'all, what's going on? I was thinking, I was saying something yesterday in a video I was doing, replying to Mr. Malarkey when he's talking that bullshit ass malarkey to me. I was talking about how, like, my presence in doing videos, he's trying to say I suck. I'm like, my video making capacity hasn't even really been put to task yet. I got some videos that did like 6,000. I got some that did 900. I got some that did like 50. Not 50,000, like 50. So, and then I was talking about I'm just not inspired. Like I can easily just look at the top trending shit and do videos on it and spice it up, have a unique take, give my opinion on shit that I really don't give a fuck about. The reason I don't is because if I really don't give a fuck about something, I have a hard time talking about it. But then I was thinking to myself, you know, if you enjoy this video making shit, especially when a little bit of bread comes into play, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you may not feel the most comfortable about. And that's kind of just being a professional. So when I think of it from a professional standpoint, even though it's still hobby, you know, let's face it, I'm not doing this shit like I'm on this shit right now, on some hobby shit. But, whew, see, on the cool down, you get to go quicker because you don't got that much resistance. James Gordon, salute. But yeah, I was thinking to myself, I'm probably gonna start doing like more trendy videos just to, you know, just to put a professional tone, pun intended, spin on things. See how it goes. At the end of the day, it's practice, it's communication, it's talking. A lot of times for work, I've been like an ambassador, speaking on behalf of this, that, the third, bringing people together and all that shit. So haven't done it in a while, so it's kind of good to just practice my vernacular handle anyway. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't. So you'll probably see me do videos on shit that I'm not the most give a fucketh about, but I'm gonna do it just for the professional aspect of it. Woo! I got like 2 minutes left on this thing. See, with this machine, like you could go up to 25 in the resistance. That means like it's gonna be harder to move this and move your feet. But this is how you could go, is 25. That's what I do. And then that's why I'm slow at first. But on the cool down, the resistance goes down to like level 4 or 5, and every minute it goes down another amount. So now I could just dumb out. You know what I'm saying? Do the Cassius Clay shuffle. You know what I mean? Whoop. I don't want the phone to fall. But yeah, I could dumb out now. Shit. That kind of winded me. Deep breath. What's going on with y'all though? Oh man. How do y'all feel about The Walking Dead, if there's any Walking Dead fans? And the most likely, just about inevitable death of a very pivotal character in the show. If there's any Walking Dead fans that follow it like that. In the sector besides Monkey Mills. There's probably other people that work out here and there that just don't, you know, show it. I know Malarkey TV, he works out. You know, plaster hits to the wall and calisthenics and shit. I'm actually really probably gonna cancel this membership because you don't really need it. A nice calisthenic routine, and if you got a park near you where you could do chin-ups and back shit like that, that's all you really need. It's $20 a month. Like, cause most people I know that are in great shape, that's what they do. They just do calisthenics. So, now granted, it'd be a nice scene sometimes, women and whatnot up in here. But I've never been like a social guy. Like I come, I do my thing, I work, I bounce. Like I'm always, you know, I got razor focus. Like this is the most social I'll do, and even now, you know, I could do it while still doing whatever I'm doing. But yeah, nice calisthenic routine. Now, when I was making money, because at one time I was training people, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, then it makes sense, right? You got your gym membership, you meet them at the gym, walking through the routine, do the do. But I ain't done that in a while. I think personally because like I've fallen off, like physically. That's why I'm back, so I can get back to my, you know, my glory. Right. So yeah, I guess I'll make moves right now because I'm about to do shit that requires picking, you know, pick shit up and lift it down. How that commercial go? I pick things up and put it down. So I'm gonna go pick things up and put it down. You know what I'm saying? Catch y'all later.